إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونشكره ونستغفره ونتوب إليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ولا مثيل ولا ند ولا ضد له ولا مكان ولا جهة ولا حيز له ولا زوجة ولا صاحبة ولا ولد له كان الله ولا مكان وهو الآن على ما عليه كان ولله المثل الأعلى ومهما تصورت ببالك فالله لا يشبه ذلك ومن وصف الله بمعنى من معاني البشر فقد كفر وأشهد أن سيدنا وعظيمنا وقائدنا وقرة أعيننا محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه وحبيبه وخليله أرسله الله هدى ورحمة للعالمين فجزاه الله عنا خير ما جزى نبيا من أنبيائه عباد الله أذكركم ونفسي بتقوى الله العظيم. I praise Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala for all the endowments. I ask Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to raise the rank of our beloved one Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wa salam, the best of all creation. And I ask Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to protect his nation from whatever he fears for them on the day of judgment. I remind myself with taqwa, that is to fear Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, to prepare oneself to depart from this life for the grave, for the hereafter, for the day of judgment, when every self will be asked about everything they did in this life. Today our topic will be, of course, about Dhul Hijjah, the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. What does it mean for the Muslim? What is the significance? Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Wal Fajr wa Layalin Ashr. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala in many ayat in the Quran made swearing by different matters that we knew it has specialty in our religion. In one ayah Allah said, Wal Asr, Innal Insana Lafi Khusr. Swearing by Al Asr, the century, that all humanity at last. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Except those who believes, of course. They believe come in the first place. They believe in Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. They believe in all the prophets, peace be upon all of them. Comes before doing the good deeds. وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said, وَالتِّينِ وَالزَّيْتُونِ وَطُورِ سِينِينَ. At-teen is the fig, the fruits which is very beneficial. It is very good fruit. وَالزَّيْتُون, the olives. Okay, so many matters we recognize have very special status, and the best thing that was ever sworn in the Quran was by who? By the life of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Allah said, لَعَمْرُكَ, means, O Muhammad, is swearing by them, by your life, because you are the best of all creation. In particular, in this ayah, it was swearing by Layal and Ashr and Ibn Abbas and Mujahid. Ibn Abbas is the cousin of the Prophet. Mujahid is one of his students. He was a great scholar. He said those are the first 10 days of Muharram. Some of the scholars said Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala revealed to Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam one hadith narrated by Ibn Majah that the average of my nation is to live between 60 and 70. So then, because previous nation they used to live a longer time, okay, then what is the specialty of this nation right now? If about doing the good deeds, Allah said in the Quran, وَافْعَلُوا الْخَيْرِ. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala orders us as Muslims through our life to make the good deeds. So then what is so special? Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala blessed this nation that there are certain nights, certain days, certain months that the person will multiply the reward for the short time that you live. At the time of Prophet Noah, as you know, people live 900, 1,000 years. So if we live 60 and 70 years to accumulate reward of other people, so Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, for example, made for us the night of Qadr, in which it is the reward of 80 years. And Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala revealed to Prophet Muhammad those 10 days are very blessed, very special days. So Al-Imam Al-Awza'i, he's a great scholar from As-Salaf, He said, one day worship of this day is like fighting a jihad for sabilillah. Except if the person dies as a martyr, then the reward will not be more. Other scholars said, every day is equivalent to 1,000 days. And the day of Arafat is equivalent to 10,000 days. Other scholars said, Ibn Asakir said, I will make i'tikaf in al-masjid all Ramadan and the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. Other scholars said, there are 3 best 10 days. The first 10 days of Muharram, the first 10 days of Safar, okay, the first 10 days of Muharram, the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, and the last 10 days of Ramadan. Those are the best 10 days. So then what does it signify for the Muslims? Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala completed the revelation of Prophet Musa alayhi salam, the 40 days mentioned in the Quran, those last 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. And Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala ordered Prophet Ibrahim, the great act of worship, to slaughter his son. And you know the story, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala revealed to Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam in the dream to take Hajar and her son Ismail to leave them in the desert. This one he left them and the water of Zamzam came out. And now people who go to pilgrimage, they do the same thing. They go between As-Safa and Marwa. Many of you heard the story. When Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam left her son Ismail with his mother Hajar in the desert, and he walked away, and she had a small container of water, and she said, "Oh Ibrahim, where do you leave us?" He did not say any word. So Hajar radiallahu anha, she said, "Is it the matter that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala revealed to you?" He said, "Yes." She said, "Then you can leave, will not be lost," because Ibrahim used to live in Bilad al-Sham, in Lebanon, Syria, and the Arabic Peninsula is very far. And he traveled on al-Buraq, the same animal that our Prophet ﷺ, he traveled in al-Isra. Then she was left with one baby breastfeeding near the water in the middle of a desert. No people, no human, nothing, no water, no trees, nothing. Look at the strong reliance on Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. These days, ourselves got very weak. One person business go down from $10,000 a month to $5,000. You see them crying. Some people, they lose a little bit, of their, luxury life. They start crying. Look at this woman by herself with one child. Okay, then she was left in the desert. She said, "إِذًا لَا يُضَيِّعُنَ اللَّهُ." Will not be lost. We'll be okay. If Allah revealed that for you, then we'll be okay. Then when the water ran out from the baby, she have to look for the water. Then she left him and she climbed As-Safa, a mountain called As-Safa. Right now when you go there, you don't see anymore the mountains because it was blocked. You only see a little bit of the rocks for some of you went. But really, those were 2 mountains and there was a valley, a deep valley between them. To make things easy for the Muslim, to make a sa'i between As-Safa and Marwa, it was closed, and now you have tile that is cooled, and you walk and you don't feel the heat and all this luxury. But Hajar radiallahu anha, she went to As-Safa looking for the water. Or if she find any people, any tribes, she did not find. Then she came down and climbed Al-Marwa. Going back and forth 7 times, starting with As-Safa, then she finished in Al-Marwa, and this is what people do right now. Okay, and then after that she heard the wing of an angel, and Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala sent Jibreel, who hit the ground with water Zamzam that came out. And up to these days, we have engineers who come from Germany, from Europe, from all over the world, to find out how this water is coming out with this big quantity up to our days. Every time they suck, it is filled by the same quantity, coming from different places. Because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is attributed with eternal power, and Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala honors His Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, and Ismail was to be a prophet, our prophet. Ismail means a lot to us, because from Ismail descended Adnan, and from Adnan descended our beloved Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, the master of all prophets and the master of the children of Adam. So in this 10th of the Hijjah, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala ordered also Prophet Ibrahim to slaughter his son Ismail. And then also Ibrahim Khalilullah, relying on Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, he did not stop, he did not hesitate, he did not doubt, he did not question this great order. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala ordered him to slaughter his son with his own hand with a knife. Okay, some movies have been made by non-Muslims, and they show you in these movies this man standing on the top of the mountain and there's lightning and he's angry. Wal-'iyadhu billah. No. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam the second best prophet. He traveled to Arabic Peninsula. He called Ismail. He was a young boy. He said, let's go to the woods. On the way, the shaitan intercepted him. So Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam took small pebbles as big as the garbanzo bean, saying, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and he stoned him. So no one should believe that the devil resides in that particular place, and it is not required from the people who go to pilgrimage to throw shoes and umbrellas and whatever they do. It is supposed to be the sunnah of Prophet Ibrahim. It's supposed to be the easiest part of pilgrimage. May Allah protect the Muslims, but most people die every year at that place because people throw rocks. I got hit with a big rock with my head one time in 1999. People throw umbrellas, people throw buckets, and I've seen even one person, they hold him down and he's like going like this. So subhanAllah, all of this is because of ignorance. It is supposed to be the easiest part of pilgrimage. 7 rocks as big as the garbanzo bean. You throw them in one place, Jamratul Aqaba, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, as if you are telling the devil, if you whisper for me, like you try to whisper for Prophet Ibrahim, I will stone you. That's all what it is. Okay, then when the devil, he did not find any way with Prophet Ibrahim, he went to Ismail. Said, Ya Ismail, where is your father taking you? So no, we are going to chop some woods and, I said, no, he claimed that Allah ordered him to slaughter you. Then Ismail said, if it's a matter that Allah ordered him to do it, let him do it. He did not get scared. He did not run away. Look at the strong reliance. Look at this family of piety. Look at this family of taqwa. And this is what we need in our society right now. Okay, then the devil didn't find a way with Ibrahim. He didn't find a way with Ismail. Now the weak point is the mother. Okay, because in the eyes of the mother, always, the child, he's 20 years old, he's still a baby. He's married, actually he's still a baby. So he went to Hajar, Ya Hajar, Ya Ismail, where is your father? Where's your husband taking your only son that you have? No, they went to the woods. So he said, no, he claims that Allah ordered him to slaughter him. She said, if it's a matter that Allah ordered him to do, let him do it. That's it, he lost. In a family of taqwa, in a house of piety, where they fear Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, the devil does not find a way. And this is the example was put in the Quran for us, so we can learn from it. It's a very nice story. Then Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, when Ibrahim alayhi salam put his son and told him what Allah ordered him to do, then he said, Ismail said, oh my father, turn my face to the other side so I will not, shake and make it fast. But Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala revealed to him, Ya Ibrahim, saddaqta al-ru'ya, you have fulfilled the dream. And Allah sent from heaven a lamb which is red color and has horns. That lamb was slaughtered, and that's why the people in Mecca, when they go to pilgrimage, they slaughter. Sometimes you don't have to slaughter, it depends on what you are doing, tamattu' or qiran, it depends what kind of intention you have made. There are different intentions. But anyway, that horn, after it was slaughtered, the horn of it were hanged on Al-Kaaba, because this animal came down from paradise. There are many places that came down from paradise, like the black stone in front of the Kaaba right now. It used to be white, now it turned to black. So, but because the Kaaba was being destroyed through wars and had been burned, the horns don't exist anymore right there, because this animal came from paradise. So then, the greatest lesson in this for us, whatever Allah tabarak wa ta'ala order you to do all your life, not only in Ramadan, not only Dhul Hijjah, mashallah, in Ramadan, we cannot find chair to sit down, and Ramadan finished, as if, Allah ordered us to do more worship in these special days. Allah tabarak wa ta'ala said, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Allah created us to worship Him during the night, during the day, in your work, in your family, with your relatives, in your money, in your business, in your everywhere aspect. Worship Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, obey Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala in the rules that you are supposed to follow, in everywhere, in your money you earn, in the money you spend, in what you study in college, in the job you get. Does it agree with the religion or not? Okay, many people, they go to study lawyers. Okay, they want to do law school. And then what happened after? If you have to practice with a lawyer and to put you to defend a drug dealer, what are you going to do? Everything before you get involved, the scholar said, لا يدخل شيء في شيء حتى يعلم ما أحل الله منه وما حرم. Do not get involved in anything in life before you ask what's halal, what's haram. You want to buy a new car. How do you do the financing Islamically? How do you do the contract Islamically for this car to be yours? Don't start signing papers and interest and blah, blah, blah. Ask. If you want to buy a house, there's a way, yes. There is a way Islamically to do it. But I cannot explain it in 20 minutes khutbah. Okay? So before you buy a house, if you have bought a house or a car through the system, okay, the car might not be yours. This signature on paper doesn't mean nothing. Islamically, you have to do a verbal contract. If you don't do a verbal contract, what you write on paper doesn't mean nothing. You were just trying your signature. Okay, then that thing does not come in your property, so it's not yours. So then should be careful. So it's not Islam to come pray 5 times a day, pray Jama'ah, pray the Eid, pray the Jum'ah, slaughter the Udhiyah, and that's it, is the end of the story, and fast Ramadan. No. Those are very important matters, yes, but there are much more into it. So then Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala orders in these 10 days to do more worship. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala orders us, with worship all through our life, but these 10 days, the reward gets multiplied. The person will fast the days and will stand up the night making dhikr or praying Lillahi Ta'ala. As it was mentioned from Abdullah ibn Umar that he used to walk in a market and say takbir, Allahu Akbar in a loud voice, to the extent that it was heard from al-masjid all the way to the market. So also it is very recommended to make a lot of takbir in these 10 days. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will multiply the reward. It is a very special 10 days. The Prophet ﷺ ordered us to say Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar wa Tahleel, and all of this together is recommended. So then what is the conclusion of the speech? In religion, as you all know, there's something called fard and there's something called sunnah. There is something called obligation and there's something called reward, recommended. Never under any circumstances the recommended matter has a reward like the fard. If you pray 2 rak'ah of fard and 2 rak'ah of sunnah, it's not even close the reward, because the reward of the fard is always much more. 1 day of Ramadan have reward more than the fast, more than 100 days of sunnah. So that's why one of the scholars said, Ibn Abbas said, if you have days that you miss from Ramadan, it's okay if you want to make them up in the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. Make it. So if you have qada siyam, don't fast the nafil, because the nafil, the recommended fasting, you will not be asked about on the day of judgment. You will not be punished for leaving here. But if you have qada from previous years, the days that you have missed, those qada have to be made up, as well as the prayers. If you have qada, okay, any prayer that you pray, you have to make up al-qada. So then if you come to al-masjid, you want to pray 2 rak'ah tahiyyat al-masjid, no. You will pray 1 fajr qada, and this will fulfill both tahiyyat al-masjid and fajr qada. So whatever you have, something that you missed out of obligation, this is the priority to make it up. So don't stay in a day during the day of Dhul Hijjah and make dhikr and you have prayer that you missed and you have things. Spend the time, invest the time in something that you will be asked about on the day of judgment. With all the reward that you have in what's recommended in religion, the qada is what you will be asked about. The Hadith al-Qudsi said, وَمَا تَقَرَّبَ إِلَيَّ بِشَيْءٍ أَحَبَّ إِلَيْهَ مِمَّا افْتَرَضْتُ عَلَيْهِ. The closer you come to worship in Allah is by doing the obligations. Okay? So then, after the person fulfilled the obligations, okay, then the person will start doing the sunnah. So that's why the scholar, they start by teaching the obligatory knowledge, to do the obligations and to refrain from the sins. After that, the person start doing the recommended matter. So the scholar said, how does a person become wali? He said, after the person does what's an obligation, there are many ways. Either you work in the sunnah or you serve the Muslims. Serving the Muslims, helping the Muslims, advising the Muslims, it is one way to reach to become a wali. Like Abdul Qadir al-Jilani or Ahmad al-Rifa'i or many great awliya who came before. So also serving the Muslim have something great reward. But this comes what? After the person finished what Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala made an obligation upon him. So then, inshallah, I urge you and I urge myself to do as often as you can these 10 days and prepare for the day, Yawm Arafah, the best day. Because remember, Ramadan is the best month, the night of Qadr is the best night, and the best day is the day of Arafah. As it was mentioned, the devil was not seen more small or minute except on that day. And Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, revealed to Prophet Muhammad that we do alayhi salatu wasalam this worship, so it will be even among creation. Some people are in pilgrimage doing this great act of worship. In parallel, The people who do not go to pilgrimage also, they do great act of obedience like fasting and making dhikr and staying up the night. So then inshallah the reward will be accepted from all of us. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فيا فوز المستغفرين استغفروه. الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه الطيبين الطاهرين. I praise Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala for all the endowments, and the best endowment of all that we are Muslims, walhamdulillah. And if the only endowment that Allah gave us, it will be sufficient. Alhamdulillah that we are believers. Alhamdulillah we are Muslims. And Alhamdulillah we are the followers of the best of all creation. All what's needed from us right now in our societies to implement the rules of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. I want to bring your attention in 5-10 minutes more about something very important. You know, the people who lived in the Arabic Peninsula, how did they live? Before the Prophet ﷺ came to renew the message of Isa, because Muslim lived before. Then 500 years the Muslims was cut because no Prophet was sent. Then Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala sent Prophet Muhammad ﷺ for people who lived in the Arabic Peninsula, tribes who used to fight each other for a river of water for decades, and they carry revenge and blood. Then when they became Muslim, Islam raised them. They raised them in their manners, in their way of life. In a period of 30 years between the death of the Prophet and the Caliphate of Umar, in a period of 30 years, a minority group compared to superpowers, they ruled from China to Spain. They ruled the whole world. How did they do that? What made them do that? Islam. So these days, we have some Muslims living as if we are in ignorance era. You know, envying each other's, you know, doing bad things, ghiba, namima. I mean, some people only by the name are Muslims, but implementing nothing in the religion. Okay, nobody's willing to help his brother, nobody's willing to advise, nobody's willing to visit another one except if there's a worldly matter. So we are coming very close to the time where people lived before. Very soon we're gonna fight each other and hit each other for something very small. So what are the companions who ruled the whole world? How? How did they do? By the number? It's not by the number. By the power? It's not by the power. By the weapon? It's not by the weapon. By the fear of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said, In tansurullaha yansurukum. Means if you make your religion as a winner, you shall be winners. How do you make your religion as a winner? You implement the rules of the religion. Today you look on TV, you see so and so the Muslim happening in Palestine, the Muslim happening here. So look what's happening to the Muslim. No, don't say look what's happening to the Muslim. Said, what have I done for the Muslims? Every morning when you wake up in the morning, you want to leave your house, said, what am I going to do for the deen of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam? And at night when you put your head in the pillow, said, what have I done for the deen of Muhammad? You pray 5 times a day, you pray for yourself. You get reward for that. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala promised us paradise. But what have you done to serve the community? You know, how much are you involved in contributing, in learning, in spreading the knowledge, in spreading the good things? How much are you involved? How much are you getting your family involved? How much are you protecting your children from the rules of the forest that we live in it? Your children are out there, they are not with you. You don't know what's happening. If you don't protect them by the guard of knowledge, you're going to lose them one day. And when you regret, it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. So then Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, you know, the companions, the scholars who came after, they document all the history of the Muslims. Okay, when the Muslims, they went to the country of Persia, the king of the Persian, he looked at them and said, what are you doing here? So those are the Muslims, those are the minority. We did not give them any attention to come and invade them and eliminate them. Said, now you come to our property to fight us in our land. The king of Persia, he could not believe what he's saying. But the people who want to talk to him were from As-Sabiqun Al-Awwalun, from the 10 companions who immigrated from the Prophet, with the Prophet ﷺ. Each one looked like 100 with the charisma, with the fear of Allah, with the piety. Each one of these 10 looked like 100 men. So like some scholars said, there are some men, one like 1,000. And there are some men, 1,000 like nothing. Some men, one man is like 1,000. And some men, 1,000 of them is like nothing. So but those were one like 1,000. So when they spoke to the king of Persia, They told him, كنا في حالة جهل وعماية. They told him, we live in ignorance era. فبعث الله فينا نبيا. Allah sent among us a prophet. يدعونا إلى الإسلام, calling us to Islam. فهو دين يحسن الحسن ويقبح القبيح. It is a religion that judges good whatever is good and judges bad whatever is bad. So become a Muslim and you are one of us. Otherwise, stay under our authority and we'll protect you, because this is the judgment. Otherwise, it is the war. The king of Persia, he stood up, he said, I'm the king, you talk to me like this? He said, if anyone talk to us, we'll talk to him the same way. Then he belittled them in his speech. Then the second one of them talked, he told them, save yourself by Islam, or live under our authority, or take the war. And in a very short time, 30,000 were able to defeat 130,000. By what? By at-taqwa. We are not talking about war, encouraging people, no. We are encouraging people to fear Allah. Because those people, they fear Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. It did not matter for them the worldly matters. So it is not required from you to leave your job and dedicate all your life to the da'wah if you want something good. But at least also don't be involved in dunya 24 hours and you hardly have 30 minutes every week, only come to the Jumu'ah. In every week there's 168 hours. Can you invest 1 hour for your hereafter? It's not my hereafter. I'm doing for my hereafter. It's your hereafter. So can you invest 1 hour to come to the masjid and see how much you're gonna learn? Okay, I can do things the other way around. I can tell you, come on one day and we're gonna give you a written test and you're gonna see. Okay, so I don't want to put you down, but I'm gonna talk with a tone of advice, because I know I teach people in many places and I wish for you to become knowledgeable. Don't take things for granted. If you don't invest time in matters of the religion, you are missing a lot of things. This is my advice. Then the companions, they were able to invade Persia and they won in Ma'rakat al-Qadisiyah, in the battle of Qadisiyah, 30,000 versus 130,000. Then the last thing I will tell you, our master Umar radiallahu anhu, every time the night of the battle, he sent people to advise the soldiers. To advise them what? Not to give them hotline how to attack, not to give them tactics of war. No, fear Allah, repent to Allah. The soldiers are prepared to fight, not to be physically fit and to be in shape. They are prepared to fight by the fear of Allah. Okay, this is how they are prepared. On the day of judgment, when people fight over Sirat, when it takes some people thousands and thousands of years to cross it, some people will fly over it. How they fly? Because they are in shape. They fly with the fear of Allah, because they were pious. Piety was what counts. That's why Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala in many ayat al-Quran mentioned as-salihin, al-atqiya, as-salihin, la khawfun alayhim, wa lahum yahzanun, they shall no fear. In the grave, in the resurrection, in the assembly, on the day of judgment, and at the end in paradise. So then we have to follow. The Prophet ﷺ told us, follow my sunnah and the sunnah of the caliphate who will come before me. You shall not be lost. But right now, many of us are very far from the sunnah of al-Khulafa al-Rashideen. We are very far. We are involved so much in the luxury of life that we cannot think about the hereafter. You know, if we have 4-bedroom house, we think it's very small. We need 1 room for the guest and 1 room for the computer and 1 room for the games and I don't know, blah all of this room. We get too much. We're gonna drown with the luxury of life and we are holding to the dunya like this, but we're gonna leave it. You are holding to the dunya. You don't want to leave the dunya, but if you don't want to leave the dunya is gonna leave you. One scholar said, this dunya, you know, it's like what? It's like a very beautiful woman. Promised everybody to marry, but never married anyone. Buried all of them. Okay, so then all these scholars, they have emphasized and they have invested all of this time to put this great saying and advices and for what? To disregard all of this and run after the dollar sign. No. Al-Imam al-Shafi'i, Abu Hanifa, those great scholars, they invested all their life to write these writings. You know, I told you this before. You know, if you imagine, if you just put in your mind, what is the effort these great scholars have done? Pencils? No. Papers? No. Lights they didn't have. Fridges they didn't have. With all of these life circumstances, they produced what we cannot produce 1/10 of it in what we have right now. By bringing the ashes, bringing the glue from the trees, boil it to write on leaves, thousands of papers, you know, on the kerosene lamps, and they produced what we cannot produce 1/10. By what? How did they prove that? By at-taqwa, by the fear of Allah. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala endow upon them. Take, because you obey me, because you fear Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Al-Imam Ali, before he died 1 year, the zakat of his money was 40,000 gold dirham. This is the zakat, it's 2.5%. This is the zakat. When he died, they find only a few coins. Where's the money? Fi sabilillah. Fi sabilillah. Because وَالْبَاقِيَاتُ الصَّالِحَاتُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. You know, the hereafter is what's gonna last. This dunya is not for you to cherish. Yes, you can live your life. You can go on vacation. You can go to the restaurant. You can go to picnic. You can have a barbecue. Nobody tell you no. But don't let this stop you from investing time for your grave, for your hereafter. If you don't invest the time, if you don't plant, you don't harvest. You have to plant. If you don't plant, what are you going to harvest? I told you this before. Only the cactus grows by itself. Okay? And the cactus, you know, you try to touch it, it's going to pinch you. وَاعْلَمْ عِبَادَ اللَّهِ أَنَّ اللَّهَ تَبَارَكَ وَتَعَالَى أَمَرَكُمْ بِأَمْرٍ عَظِيمٍ في محكم التنزيل في قوله تعالى إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات اللهم اشف مرضى المسلمين اللهم فرج كربات المسلمين اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين يا رب العالمين اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما وآت كل واحد منا سؤله من الخير يا رب العالمين. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, we ask you to make us among the righteous, pious Muslim. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, we ask you to end our life with Islam. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, we ask you to make us among the ones who enjoy their life in the grave. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, we ask you to protect us from the torture in the grave and the torture in the hereafter, Ya Rabbal Alameen. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, we ask you to grant us righteous, pious offspring that will remember us when we are in our grave. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, do not make this world the utmost objective we have, but rather make our heart attached to the hereafter, Ya Rabbal Alameen. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, make our heart attached to al-hasanat and the good deeds, Ya Rabbal Alameen. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, grant us the sincere intentions in our doing, in our worship, in our prayers, and everything we do, Ya Rabbal Alameen. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, we do not seek the reputation and the praising of the people. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, we seek the reward of the hereafter. So accept from us and grant us the sincere intentions in everything we do, Ya Rabbal Alameen. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, make us among the ones who love the Muslims and advise the Muslim and have mercy in their heart for the Muslims. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, accept from us our deeds. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون اذكروا الله يذكركم واشكروه يزدكم واتقوه يجعل لكم من أمركم مخرجا قوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمني ويرحمكم الله أقم الصلاة